Hey, welcome back everyone, Jay Barino here, continuing StarCraft Mass Recall, a StarCraft Brood War remake for StarCraft 2. Continuing the fall, we're heading into the Trial of Tassadar, which, as I said at the end of the last mission, I think it's a bullshit mission. I think the difficulty is scaled way too high, and it gets way too hard, way too fast. In the last mission, we started with 2,500 minerals and gas. In this, we start with virtually nothing. My goal is basically to tech to a couple carriers and see if I can wipe out some of the enemy bases fast enough, I guess, to try to hold on. Protoss command ship Gantrathor holding orbit over the planet Ire. Tassadar was taken into Judicator custody and sentenced to stand trial for his crimes against the Conclave. Phoenix, Raynor, and Tassadar's followers escaped from the Conclave's agents as the Dark Templar slipped away in the chaos.
All seems lost now, but still we must fight on. We must find Tassadar and secure his release from the Judicator before they can execute him for treason. Without him, I fear there is no way to defeat the Zerg and their overmind. Zeratul and his Dark Templar have vanished, leaving us to fend for ourselves. I wonder if Tassadar was mistaken to have put his trust in them. We are receiving a transmission from Captain Raynor's command ship.
This is Raynor. I'd like to help if I can. Tassadar laid it on the line for me and my crew on Char. I'd like to repay the debt. Besides, I'm a long way from home, surrounded by hostile aliens. I've got to do something.
Then you shall, bold human. You shall.
Break through the prison entrance. Phoenix and Raynor must survive. I'm just mentally preparing myself. I remember this mission being abnormally challenging. You start with virtually nothing, and the enemy hits you really hard, really early with air attacks. Really, really challenging. Temple ruins near Conclave Stronghold Ire. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to this. I feel like this mission needs to be adjusted, even on hard difficulty. is too hard relative to the rest of the entire campaign. Okay, so let's get mining. We don't even have enough to make one more probe. So we have some Dragoons here. I guess let's move them down here. The enemy, so there's giant air attacks that come from over here. Ground attacks that come from both sides. I'm going to move Raynor kind of in the middle. We do have one big banana carrier. Okay, well, Phoenix, my heroes are going to be invaluable this mission to keep me alive, and I don't like that. I don't like it that I'm going to have to rely on them. Oh, hey, look, there's already air attacks coming from this direction. So Phoenix is going to be invaluable in defending against those. Focusing down carriers is going to be very important, and I think I'm just going to need to stack a bunch of shield batteries all around the base. Also, we have a geyser here, but it's kind of in the worst possible place, because it's right by this entrance where the enemy is going to be running in. So I just need to set up some shield batteries, probably just to block off the entrances entirely. That way the enemy can't get in here. I also need to rush. I think my goal here is to just rush to carriers. The faster that I can get to like 4 carriers, I can take out purple. There's, similar to last mission, there's a purple base here just diagonally on both sides of us. Now, they're going to be rebuilding constantly, but if we can kind of put them on the back pedal, then we can focus on the red base where Tassadar is, and the red base is the one that sends these giant air attacks our way. So, again, I'm just going to try to focus on getting some probes out and not dying. And not dying means... I don't even know what not dying means on this map. It means just get fucked over and over, and if you're lucky, you'll get an extra carrier out that allows you to go on some sort of offensive, but it's very rough. It's very, very rough here. Honestly, getting a couple Reavers could be helpful to station at the entrances. Getting Reavers last mission and sitting them at the top of the ramp would be helpful, but you can't afford it. If you want to make enough units to go on the offensive, you just can't afford it, nor can you really afford to make ground units to go and attack these enemies, because the problem is the enemy ground units tend to come at you. Let's get one pylon up here to make some shield batteries. The enemy ground units, they have a lot of Reavers in their base, if I remember correctly, so you could probably just focus on, I think you probably should just focus on defending and then making a few carriers. You only need a couple to take out purple, because it's primarily anti-ground, a lot of zealots, a lot of Reavers, so... have this mildly saturated right now. I need more money than I do anything else, or more minerals than gas right now. We're definitely going to need more cannons down here, plus shield batteries. I think I will just get a shield battery in advance. Yeah, you know what? Let Phoenix take some of the heat here. Get in there, zealots. Okay, and trying to get through this without taking too much damage. We need a gateway to actually get some momentum here. We need to start working towards those carriers. Come on, I'm trying to select this probe. Oh, I can't make a shield battery because I don't have a gateway yet. That explains that. Okay, well, I think I want to get another cannon here. Again, I'm going to leave my Dragoons and Phoenix pretty much stationed over here. Unless I see attacks coming from over here, and then I'll move them. But eventually the Reavers are going to start coming. Getting some shield batteries will also divert the Reaver attacks and keep some of my, my other stuff alive in the meantime, I suppose. Okay, large air attacks already, and a carrier already. We need to get this stuff down here. Okay, Yamato this. Carrier, attack their carrier. Kill the scouts, and then target the carrier. Poor Phoenix. Poor Phoenix. We only lost, well, we lost all of our Dragoons there, actually. So not the best. We need some shield batteries for Phoenix. We need a cybernetics core, which is 200, unfortunately. Okay, Raynor not taking any hull damage. Keep in mind he can't be repaired, so he's, you know, he's holding on. But I need the money to make carriers eventually, but I also need money to make shield batteries and cannons. What do I focus on, and in what priority? It just makes this so challenging. Oh, it's terrifying and challenging. Okay, let's go ahead and get some shield batteries up here. Spread them out a little bit so that Reaver hits don't annihilate them at once. In fact, they're there kind of to distract the Reaver hits, if anything. Oh, poor Phoenix. Let's rally Dragoons over here, because that's where we're going to need them eventually. I think Singularity Charge is going to be important. Now we can start our Stargate. Let's get that up there. The good news is we haven't gotten supply blocked yet. Let's quick save. Now, I don't even know, again, if I were just making Zealots and Dragoons and Reavers at this point, it would not be enough to hang on against those giant air attacks. We don't have what we need against the air attack specifically, which is why I think I'm just going to make a lot of cannons in anticipation of those air attacks specifically. So let's lay those down. I mean, I'm actually expecting a ground attack here next, but I would love to station just like one Reaver here, but to get a Robo facility and a Robo support bay is just very expensive, and I can't really divert the gas to do that. I am very close to being able to start new carriers. Sort of close, actually. Fleet Beacon's 300, so we're just about there for that. I recently quick saved, so if I lay down this Fleet Beacon and realize I needed that 300 minerals for something else, I'll be able to divert. I'd love to, I think Singularity Charge is going to be important, but I don't even have any other Dragoons right now. I need more cannons down here, too. All right, let's get Singularity Charge. Back away Raynor. Well, he already took the damage. He already took the damage. You might as well turn and fight. What are you doing? What are you doing? Attack them! Okay, well, Raynor just took a butt-ton of unneeded damage, unfortunately. There's a Reaver over here. Just Yamato it. No! Oh, my God! Oh! Okay, we need a pylon over here and set up some shield batteries. Again, primarily to distract Reaver hits. Cannot afford to be taking that kind of damage. Raynor just took too much damage. I'm sure there's going to be a red air attack that's going to be coming soon. Every mineral counts at this stage, which is fucking awful. It's so stressful. I need to start this first carrier. Okay, here comes the red attack. Big red attack that, oh, get out of there, carrier. Get out of there, carrier. Draw him into the cannons. No, no, don't attack the carrier. This carrier needs to live. Okay, drew him into the cannons. We also know now that red is apparently attacking the left side as well. Fuck you, Arbiter. They're probably going to be they're going to start stasising me here soon enough. Okay, carrier and interceptor capacity, carrier capacity. Let's go ahead and get some shield batteries here. It's only a matter of time until another large enemy attack comes, and I have no other units. I think I just need some Dragoons, but I can't afford them. I'm okay on gas. I don't think I need to saturate this gas anymore. This defense seems fine where it is. I'm expecting like a double carrier attack at any moment now. I would love to get some extra Dragoons. And more cannons, actually, so let's do that. I mean, that was the red attack. The next red attack will probably contain carriers. We already saw one of them. Jim Raynor already's taken some hull damage, and so is my carrier, so we can't afford that. Let's get air weapons level 1. Air armor level 1 would also be nice, but I can't really afford it right now. Phoenix is static defense at this point. Okay, and hey, this is what I was talking about. This is eating up Reaver attacks before they're attacking my probes. Fucking assholes. Okay, well, that could have been much worse. Could have been much worse again. That's why I have it that way. Carrier's coming up. Can we queue up another one? We're going to be supply blocked, but that's okay because this pylon's going to finish soon enough.
You must construct additional pylons.
Yep. And I'm going to rebuild that because it has just displayed its worth. I would like to get more Dragoons as well. Did I get Singularity Charge? I did. Okay, so we need more Dragoons, I think. Because my fear is I'm building these carriers, but Red's going to come in with a bunch of scouts and kill them all anyway. So that's... And also, my interceptors are expensive. The beginning of this map, the last 13 minutes has just been me terrified of this mission. No shame in that, I don't think. This mission is very hard. You know, I would love to hear other people's strategies for how they handle this. I think this map is very challenging as it is, and I don't think there's... I just don't think that there's any other way to cut it. It's hard. It's just a really hard map. Again, I've been floating barely any minerals because every mineral counts. Even getting one more Dragoon should be fine. When they come in with carriers, it's going to be hard because they usually come with 5 or 6 scouts. Huge amount of zealots out of nowhere. Okay, fall back to the cannons. All the Dragoons just kind of sit in the back here. I think there's a Reaver that's over here. I can kind of see it. Yeah, so there's 2 Reavers over here, and they're going the other way. It's actually kind of lucky for me. I got away with not losing too much there. Lost 1 cannon, and we have more Dragoons coming out. Another carrier. Let's make 1 more. Okay, everybody back up. We have 3 carriers plus the Hyperion. It's not enough, but it's something. Let's go ahead and rebuild these shield batteries. They've been worth their weight in gold / minerals. 100 minerals for that amount of survivability has really not let me down. Can't really afford to make more photon cannons now because my money's getting sunk into interceptors. We just have to wait for the pylons to finish so we can get our 4th carrier. I think 4 carriers is the sweet number here. So I'm gonna quick save and maybe make 1 more cannon here. This area is the scariest area in my opinion, just because it's where the large... I mean, well, they come from over here as well.
You have not enough minerals.
I think let's just mine. Let's just mine right now. We survived that last attack. This zealot is the vanguard. If he has to be used for defense, that means something has gone terribly wrong and we're about to lose. Which is fine. Okay, here we go. Carriers attack carriers. Phoenix, get in there. Attack carriers. Hyperion needs to back up. He's taking too much damage from the scouts. Phoenix is as well. Well, no, it's actually this other Dragoon. Chase him down. Chase him down. Okay, that was really good. The Hyperion took some damage, but I think that's fine. Actually, anything that spawns out of this might get stuck, but we'll see. Okay, once this carrier's done, I'm going to queue up 1 more. I'm going to need another pylon over there. I'm going to replace some of these cannons. I want to get 1 or 2 cannons up here, and then we're going to attack. The Hyperion will stay. The Hyperion will stay. All right, this is spawning, which means it's going to start using my extra minerals. Let's go ahead and set up some cannons over on this side so that the Hyperion doesn't just get randomly flanked and killed, which is very possible. It's a very distinct possibility at this point. Okay, so we're going to take these 4 carriers. I have a 5th one that's rallying, and we're going to go and see if we can start poking into purple. I'm going to quick save. I would love to start air weapons level 2. We need to add to the destructive power of the carriers. I just quick saved, And I think we're in really good shape. Now, I am going to stop and actually kill this stuff. And the reason being is these units will be replaced. So they're going to use the building cycles of gateways and think, oh my god. I turn in fights. Got to kind of kite a little bit here. Okay, we have to kind of trade some hits here. So all these units will eventually get replaced, which is fine. It just we're gonna kind of bleed them dry, not in terms of resources, but in terms of their units being replaced one by one, which is very important. We lost a lot of interceptors actually, but we just took out a shit ton of dragoons, which is very important. Those dragoons won't be coming and attacking me later. There's more dragoons down there. Here's a bunch of zealots. Let's actually follow these. Let's actually follow these. Let's go ahead and move the Hyperion up in this direction. Again, these are units that this is okay. This is all right as far as I'm concerned. Let's go ahead and use our extra money to make some dragoons. Okay, good. Now head back. And again, all of these units that we just killed will be slowly replaced one at a time, which means we won't be facing giant groups. Oh, no. Oh, no, they've started with the stasis. Oh, no. That's the true nightmare. Okay, and as you can see, they're replacing these units, and that's okay, because we're using interceptors which are easily replaced. We might not even be losing interceptors. And these are, I mean, that Zealot that was built, that was one Dragoon or Zealot or High Templar that's no longer added to an attack wave. Very important. Okay, +2 is going to finish here, and I might even go for +3 over survivability on the carriers. Because with 5, I think we're in very good shape. Okay, let's start pushing in on their, let's start pushing on their, production. Kill the cannons. There we go. We're going to get rid of their probes that are sending up, and then we just have to slowly but surely wipe this out. What's coming in up here? Okay, we need the Hyperion up here as well. Focus on the scouts first. Well, that's actually kind of silly. Get in there and focus down the... Oh, God. Okay, Hyperion, get in there. Oh, my God. Oh, my heart. Let's start another carrier queued up. This is going well. Focus down their carrier. Actually, no. Kill this probe. It takes priority. Good. Okay, get in here, kill their carrier, and then we're just going to keep pushing our way in this direction. And I'd like to take this base pretty much as soon as possible. Okay, their shield batteries are actually quite effective at healing their buildings. This is great. We're getting more carries. We are on the upswing, folks. We're on the upswing. We're going to quick save. We didn't lose a lot to that red attack. There might be another purple attack coming soon, but honestly, shield batteries have saved my life. Shield batteries are the true hero of this map, also this single Zealot. And the Hyperion, good old Jim Raynor, knowing that he can't be repaired, but, you know, taking the heat anyway. What a guy. All right, let's take a probe. That asshole High Templar is coming in. I think, actually, I have a vague bad memory of getting stormed all my probes by that High Templar in my playthrough last time. All right, so we're wiping this side of purple off the map. Let's see if this probe can make it. Yeah, so they are rebuilding. That's not a big deal if we can just get that probe through. It really depends if do they have another fleet beacon. If we can take out this fleet beacon and this, if we could just get rid of this tech, that's actually a big deal. Let's go ahead and set up one pylon here. 5 carriers have really done it, and we have another one here, which is going to stay at home. Okay, and you know what? I don't think I made this look easy. But if you think, you're like, oh, Jay Barrino, you did fine. I challenge you to play this map yourself. It's very hard. It's very, very challenging. And it's harder than it looks. That is for sure. Okay, and let's just keep making sure that purple doesn't have a place to come back to here. Set up a couple cannons. Okay, now purple is attacking me at home. Let's see about moving in here with these units that we have. Hyperion needs to back up. Cannot afford to take extra damage at this point. Single Zealot's still in there. Okay, and I started +3, didn't I? Yeah, so +3. Not in bad shape. Okay. Reaver. Oh, Reaver. Okay, let's go ahead and start making probes. And as you can see, Purple constantly trying to rebuild. We want to try to cut off their ability to reinforce like this. Let's go ahead and bring my carriers up in this direction. Move on in with the Hyperion and Phoenix, wherever he might be. Okay, and they're distracted with the cannons. You need cannons on this map, because otherwise those scouts are going to beeline for your carriers. Oh, Stasis. Oh, Stasis, you're the worst. Okay, so let's get moving towards this other base here. I could probably afford to get another Stargate and start really pumping this stuff out. Okay, carriers, start the offensive on the other purple base. We're gonna quick save. We're on the upswing. We don't really need gas right now. We just need more probes. Same story over here. We're going to focus on actually getting rid of this stuff on the ground so that the enemy tries to replace it rather than attack me. So then we'll still be worrying about red, but for the most part, I think we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and just make a bunch of Dragoons with the money that we have, which is not a lot. All right, so this is getting saturated. Soon enough, we'll have a base to take over here, too. Look at these Reavers. Focus those down before they get to my base. That was actually a really good catch. I'm not patting myself on the back. It was a lucky catch. Okay, and again, let's get rid of this stuff. Now, I feel like the game is encouraging you. With this layout, the game is encouraging you to make carriers, because with the amount of Zealots and Reavers on the ground, it's very clear it's saying, make air units. You need to make air units, you dummy. Let's start depowering all of this stuff. Large group of Zealots. Purple really likes attacking with these Zealots. This is why I think if I had Reavers, if I had my own Reavers, that would be perfect for defense, but I can't really afford them. Okay, one more carrier. We have 2 carriers at home to defend while this is getting saturated. And soon enough, we'll send a probe down in this direction to take this base. Now, we'll move back up to the top to see if Purple is rebuilding. What I should actually be doing... I want to get rid of all these Zealots, honestly, because that way I know they won't be coming and attacking me. I think I have +3 now. That's why this is... Yeah, that's why I'm doing so well. Let's go ahead and get shields and armor. We don't need to be focusing the Citadel of Adun. All right, let's go ahead and hit the Nexus. It's possible we ran them out of money somehow, though. I don't think that's possible. I think they're programmed to have a certain amount of money at all times. I'm not 100% sure about that. All right, let's grab a probe and come down and take this. The question is, where will red attack now? Now that purple's gone, where's red going to want to attack? I can probably go and attack red now. I have a lot of carriers. Let's move on up and save the probe. Okay, purple should be wiped off the map. What I'd like to do is set up a set of defenses down here now that we're going to be able to afford it. We have a big group of carriers. I'd like more. I'd always like more. More pylons, my ass. We don't need... You know, we fought tooth and nail to be restricted by pylons at this point. I think this base is going fine.
You have not enough minerals.
Okay, we're on the upswing. Red is still a major threat, because red has arbiters and we have no observers, so I think I'm going to focus on that. I think this area of the map is going to be focused on next, so what I'd like to do is move my carriers down here, kind of in an in-between location where they can actually react to things. I need to get this saturated, which we're going to use a lot of these probes to do, and I'm going to get a robo facility so that I can move towards observers. Now, the one thing we saw about red is that red really doesn't attack us on the ground. Very important. So because red doesn't really attack us on the ground, they send a couple Reavers every so often, which try to squirm in with the rest of their attacks, but generally aren't successful. I'm actually just double-checking that purple is primarily gone for good. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep this going and saturate this a little bit. We can transfer a few of these probes. And the Hyperion did its job. And like I said, I truly find this map to be abnormally challenging. I think this is harder. The last map was very challenging. The enemy attacks are crazy, and the key that I did not do, that I did not really work with, was I really needed Reavers. I needed 1 or 2 Reavers at the top of each map. All right, back up, back up. Ah, the carriers are sort of like path blocking themselves in the air. Okay. We're killing. This is good. I mean, the storm is bad. That actually is very bad for my interceptors. But we did manage to kill them. As long as we're paying attention when those attacks come in, we're in fine shape. It will bleed us dry on minerals eventually, though. Anyway, the Hyperion did its job. The last mission was hard, but I realize now if I needed to stack some Reavers at the top of the ramp, just like 2, and I would have been fine against the attacks. My attacks were fine. My offense was fine. It was the defense. I just needed to be more active with High Templars, which I was turning all in the Archons. I don't know why I'm reflecting on the last mission. I'm just saying I know it went poorly. So I'm thinking about what I could have done differently. Whereas this map is just outright, like, nearly absurd in terms of how hard I find it. I think this map is too hard, interestingly enough. I really do. And, you know, maybe I'm a baby for thinking that, but it is, I think, a little too hard on the challenge scale. Just based on, basically, Mission 5, not that bad. Mission 6, Installation Gotcha asshole map. Mission 7, suddenly absurdly hard. Mission 8, somehow even harder than that. It's just the challenge, the difficulty spikes, I think, in Mass Recall in general are they're hard to deal with. That's like the only way I can describe it. They're very, very challenging to deal with because one map you think you're doing well, you're very comfortable. So I would either say make the earlier maps harder or make the later maps not even super easy, not much easier, but just a little bit easier, because this map, from the beginning, I think is noticeably harder than anything we've ever dealt with. And it should be because it's later in the campaign, but it's not just a little bit harder than the last map, it's a lot harder than the last map, in my opinion. Because the last map, if I would have known what I was dealing with from the get-go, I should have built those Reavers, I would have been fine. I could go back and replay that, and it would go fine. This map, no matter how well you are mentally prepared, you're probably going to have a bad time. That's the only thing I can say. I'm just rambling at this point while I wait for my last 2 carriers. I could actually get going here. I need observers. So let's go ahead and get an observatory. The enemy, the red attacks seem to be diverting down here, which is why I'm just going to spend a lot of my extra minerals, because I'm going to have extra minerals now, surprisingly, and just set up a bunch of cannons. We're going to go overboard with it so that I don't get kind of stabbed in the back while we're going and attacking. I think this should be good. We're just going to layer in some... Okay, they're back already. Come on down, carriers. No need to attack the interceptors. This was a relatively small attack. I'll take it. My cannons are staying alive because of the shield batteries, so that's why I'm just going to make more. Come on down here. We'll do the same thing. This is kind of crazy at this point, but again, I'm just sort of wasting time while I wait for more carriers. And we should be 3-2-2 now? 3-1-1. 3-2-2 will be finished soon. Good old Hyperion, you are retired. You and Phoenix have been retired. You did your jobs. You fought bravely. You have earned it. Okay, we're going to take these carriers and we're going to go. We're probably going to get stasis at least once. We're probably going to get stormed and a lot of our interceptors are going to die. I'm just saying these are things that will happen, and I'm going to complain about them when they do happen. But let's go. I think it's time. That looked like the red rally point, so maybe you could kind of exploit that a little bit. I could have tried to. So, focus down the Arbiter before it stasis. It stasis the interceptors. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, turn around. Try to kill as many of these as possible. Oh, I never got my interceptors. Not my interceptors. I never got my observer. I think we killed at least one of the Arbiters. That's a lot. That's actually worse. I didn't think that that could be worse. That's actually much worse because the carriers just become completely worthless when they can't attack. I think I'm just gonna wait. Let's see if we can get rid of the cybernetics core. Did you hear the panic in my voice when that happened? That actually scared me a lot. Because I realized, like, oh, what a waste. All my carriers are going to die now. And it's going to be a huge waste. Okay, there's the storms that I was expecting. Now, the goal of the map wasn't to destroy the stasis cell. It was to just break through the prison defenses. I think we've burned through a lot of the Arbiter energy. We've only lost one carrier. It was kind of isolated. Okay, everybody group up. We're getting very distracted here. Man, we're losing interceptors to Storm. That's about what I expected, actually. Can we pick this guy off? Yeah, before he does that again. And I think we've gotten most of their Arbiters. This one has a lot of energy, though, so this could be bad. Get rid of the Fleet Beacon. Arbiter's dead. Can't stasis us. It might not have had enough there. Arbiter Tribunal is dead. Let's start focusing down pylons. Not only just, I mean, it'll supply block them and start depowering cannons. Okay, I'm pretty sure we've won. Holy shit, what a mission. What a mission. It's really just a race at the beginning. It's just how fast can you get any sort of army to actually make some progress happen is really, really scary. Okay, so there's the prison. Oh, I see. So it's not a stasis cell. It's just, it's a prison gate. There we go. Oh, dear.
Executor, we have found Tassadar's stasis cell. We will attempt to free him now.
I expected you to attempt to retrieve your hero. You will learn that the will of the Conclave is absolute. Make peace with Adun.
Stay thy hand, Adjudicator. The stewards of Tassadar shall not fall while the Dark Templar live. Call off your guards and stand aside, and you may yet live to see another moonrise.
I will not be addressed so by one so devoid of the Kala's light. You and your vile brethren shall die with these traitors.
Are you truly so blinded by your vaunted religion that you cannot see the fall ahead of you? Your Conclave believes that they are winning this war, but all they have succeeded in doing is helping the Overmind to win.
What could you possibly know about our designs, blasphemer?
You speak of knowledge, Judicator. You speak of experience. I have journeyed through the darkness between the most distant stars. I have beheld the births of negative suns, and borne witness to the entropy of entire realities. Unto my experience, Alderus, all that you have built here on Ioran is but a fleeting dream. A dream from which your precious Conclave shall awaken, finding themselves drowned in a greater nightmare.
We shall see.
Holy shit. All of the hardship of that map was 100% worth that new cinematic. That was so cool. That was so cool. You know the funny thing, Tassadar turned himself in at the end of the last mission to stop the violence. And instead of just... I don't know what he expected to happen, honestly. You know, it's all about for ire, but I'll let myself get captured so that we stop killing each other. Ire doesn't matter, I guess, because I don't know what he thought was going to happen. So we ended up just inciting a ton more violence to get him out. Really awesome cinematic. Really hard mission. Apparently the next map has been beefed up a lot since my last playthrough, so we'll see what happens there too. But these last Protoss missions are very tough, and I'm looking forward to it, but not really. It's a little frightening. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.